It's Friday, the 7th of July, 2023. Welcome to the Fast Five by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's jump straight into story number 1. Federal Parliament is not sitting, but the pollies are still out and about, and the debate over the voice referendum remains the main topic of interest.
Sure does. Opposition leader Peter Dutton said Prime Minister Anthony Albanese's obsession with the voice to Parliament has distracted him and his government from better managing the economy. Clearly, the opposition believes it can make some political ground in that area. Albanese rejected the comments and said Dutton was more interested in culture wars than the economy. Indigenous Australians Minister Linda Burney accused Dutton of being a bully boy for criticising big businesses supporting the voice referendum, and again claimed that the No campaign was using Trump-style politics. Along those lines, New South Wales State Liberal MP Matt Keane, who supports the voice to Parliament, accused the No campaign of running a racist trope of Yes campaigner Thomas Mayo, who is Indigenous, in a full-page ad in the Australian Financial Review yesterday. The ad also depicts Teal Curtin MP Kate Chaney sitting on the lap of her father, Wesfarmers chair Michael Chaney. Wesfarmers donated $2 million to the Yes23 campaign. The ad is definitely close to the line, and in fact, late yesterday, Nine, which owns the Financial Review, came out and apologised for running the ad. It said it wanted to encourage a more mature debate from both sides. Also, Senator Lydia Thorpe said she'd been excluded by the coalition from contributing to the no case in the official voice referendum pamphlet.
All right, so that's certainly dominating, but there was also plenty of back and forth yesterday over the decision by Donald Trump Jr., the former president's eldest son, to cancel his tour to Australia.
He was scheduled to make appearances in Sydney, Brisbane and Melbourne between July 9 and 11, but organisers said the tour had been postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. Now, there was talk he hadn't received a visa, but the government rejected that. Home Affairs Minister Claire O'Neill weighed in, tweeting that he was a bit of a sore loser. Then she tweeted, "He's just a big baby who isn't very popular." She says it as she sees it. Claire O'Neill, she was immediately criticised for that, and she did delete the tweets. Also yesterday, Australia's practice of using hotels as makeshift detention facilities for refugees and asylum seekers is lawful, but it fails the test of basic humanity. That's according to Federal Court Judge Bernard Michael Murphy in a landmark ruling.
All right, on to story number 2 now. And childcare fees in metropolitan areas are higher than in regional areas, despite there actually being more competition in city suburbs. This is according to Competition Watchdog Chairwoman Gina Cass-Gottlieb.
Her comments followed the release of a report by the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, which found fee increases are outstripping inflation and wages growth by as much as 15%. Cass-Gottlieb said the fact that prices are higher in more competitive geographies is quite a conundrum for the competition regulator. Should actually work the other way, economics says. She went on to say it occurred where there is generally higher income and capacity to pay. The competition watchdog will also consider whether childcare centres are gouging.
Sean, story number 3. I don't know what to make of this. Banks are slowly cutting cash from branches, which was unthinkable just a few years ago, with customers now being urged to call ahead to make sure there's money available at the bank.
Yes, there's still a cash economy in Australia. People withdrew $8.5 billion from ATMs in April, according to the Reserve Bank. But banks are going a bit cold on cash. ANZ and National Australia Bank are no longer allowing cash withdrawals over the counter at some branches, according to a story in The Australian. While the other two, Commonwealth Bank and Westpac, do dispense cash at all their branches, it can be a bit problematic when it comes to large amounts. That's triggered a social media furore, particularly after a Queensland woman complained she was unable to withdraw $3,500 from her local ANZ branch. Basically, experts are now telling customers to call first to make sure there's enough cash before visiting.
Fascinating. Story number 4, Sean. Threads, which is the social media giant Meta's version of Twitter, is now up and running, and boss Mark Zuckerberg said there were 2 million sign-ups to Threads in the first 2 hours and 5 million in the first 4 hours.
The first post from Zuckerberg said, "Let's do this. Welcome to Threads." Like Twitter, the app features short text posts that users can like, repost and reply to, although it doesn't include any direct message capabilities. Posts can be up to 500 characters long and include links, photos and videos. It's available in more than 100 countries on Apple's App Store and Google's Play Store. Now, the fact that Threads is tied to Instagram, which is also owned by Meta and has 2 billion users, should give Threads a pretty good head start. Plenty of Aussies join up, Fear and Greed being one, Anthony Albanese being another.
All right, final story. Story number 5, Saudi Arabia plans to launch a multi-billion-dollar investment company to expand its sports interests following its power grab in golf and success in English soccer, according to the Financial Times.
The sports group, which will be part of the Kingdom's Sovereign Wealth Fund, will have a war chest to fund its expansion beyond golf and football. The $650 billion public investment fund has made a string of sports investments in recent years, flexing its financial might and disrupting sectors. Saudi government officials say it's part of an ambitious overhaul of the economy, which they're seeking to diversify beyond the oil sector while attracting tourism and investment. Of course, the public investment fund created a rift in the world of golf when it launched the Live circuit last year. It also owns Newcastle United, the English soccer club, which had a very successful season this year around. Apparently, tennis is in its sights.
Ooh, stand by. There we go, Sean. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 7th of July, 2023. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.